Greetings and welcome back to From the Depths and to the first completed layer of my AA gun. I am actually pretty happy with it right now. In the end, I had to, let me actually go into build mode so I can shrink everything down so it's a little bit easier to see. Well, that's debatable. But in the end, I decided to use all of the 2 layers, including parts that would connect to the layer above. Now, that does mean I'm going to have to build in a partition. And that's not ideal, honestly. It would have been better if I could get away with it without. But the reason I had to do this is simply because I didn't have enough ammo in it. This gun can fire obnoxiously fast, so I need a lot of extra ammo in here. But these are the stats. It has an armor penetration of 7.5, which means it can bust through everything but metal. Generally speaking, I don't think we're going to be encountering flyers made of solid metal. It can hold 9,200 ammo. It will use 19 ammo per shot, and it'll fire roughly every 1/5 of a second. It has an inaccuracy of 0.72, that's not great, but then with a weapon like this where it's just going to blanket an area in ordnance, not as bad either, all things told. And has an explosive damage of 178. So let's start things off by just showing you what this weapon can do. If I move up to control the weapon, now it's got a very good range of fire. I can shoot that high, which is kind of crazy. But let me just show you how it fires. There we go. Now it can sustain this for around 1.5 minutes. That isn't ideal, obviously, but as you can imagine, most things that get close to that kind of firepower aren't going to last 1.5 minutes anyway, especially when there are 4 of them. So the first thing I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to pause the recording here, and I'm going to build out the next layer of this AA gun. Well, actually, before I get to that, there is one last thing that I wanted to do. Now, you'll notice that this basically builds right out to the edge. Not ideal in the slightest. But one of the things I realized is that, while I'm fairly certain this is going to be able to shoot down most planes, I'm still a little bit concerned about Shrikes, especially Shrikes, because we've seen in the past where if they get damaged, they just start circling. Now, the problem with the circling is it really throws off the prediction of the AA guns. Unless I override it and take control, in which point I would probably be able to hit it. But if I wanted this to be completely automated, we need something else that's going to be able to deal with the circling Shrikes. Once they've had a little bit of damage, but not enough to really slow them down. But they're basically circling in a tight circle, perhaps even just right overhead, which would actually make this almost impossible to hit. We're going to, I think, need an additional weapon system. Nothing too swanky, just something to give it that little extra bit of kick against Shrikes specifically. So we'll go down, we'll build this up so we've got a little platform. And what I'm thinking, actually we'll get rid of that as well and do the same. Let's build up. What I'm thinking at the moment is a simple missile system. So a missile controller would be necessary here. We would want to attach. Now, since I'm going to be going with the partition anyway, it's not going to be as bad to do this. But we're going to want a identify friend or foe add-on, I would say. So pop that in there. And staggered fire is not necessary. Now, the only thing that I'm going to have a bit of problem with is... well, you know what? I suppose I could drive this out to the sides in a way. Actually, let me position that there. What we're going to do is we're going to have the 6-way connectors. Let's draw the mirror line. Aha, see, I'm remembering. We'll draw that out here. Now, this is roughly where I think we would probably want the weapon system. Is something out here, maybe. Either straight up. In fact, I'm thinking straight up would be the better option. Yes. Yes, definitely straight up. So, in that case, let's bring this down like so. And bring this up like so. We would have... Now, perhaps somewhere in the middle we would have this... have a laser emitter. I guess we could have it here. I mean, this is going to give us the 1, 2, for the actual turret, then another one for a floor. And by that point, we're probably going to be tapering things back a little bit. So we'll do this for now. We'll just place a laser emitter here for now, just so that I have something. Now, these should be more or less completely unobstructed at this height. So 2 is more than enough. Now, I'm not going to go into any great amount of effort trying to build this out. In fact, I will probably leave the missile for after we come back from the break, because I'm going to build the turret first. I'm also going to pad out this floor and just adjust the height of the turret walls to accommodate the fact that we need it to be one higher. But I will bring you back when all of that's done, and then we will quickly design a simple, well, I was going to say surface-to-air, but this isn't really surface, air-to-air missile for taking down any wounded opponents that our AA gun just can't track. So see you in a few moments. And welcome back. As you can see, I have finished shaping the turret, though it is still in wood, which is a bit of a problem. It is heavier than the lightweight metal alloy, so whilst this is there, I am drawing much more power for the turbines than I really would like to. The other thing that was pointed out to me, actually, in the comments that I didn't touch on in the previous episode was that all gun components apparently are as heavy as metal. That is a block of metal, which I had no idea, and that does concern me a fair bit. If I were to decide to reclad this all in metal and just have it, just accept that it was going to be low down to the ground, that would probably be the deciding factor. That no matter what I do, these two sections are just full of incredibly heavy components. But, well, you know, we'll see how that goes. Now, let's see how this weapon fares. I've removed the predictor block for now, simply because it looked ugly. And why else with me? Let's see how this fires. There we go. Look at all of that. Those bullets. It's glorious. And this can do this for about a minute and a half. Oh, my lord. That is going to be quite dangerous to anything nearby. But anything directly overhead, as I mentioned, we'll be able to avoid it, and anything that this can't track accurately, similarly, will be able to avoid it. So what we want to do for that is we want to build on some last little components here. Now, I did want to taper this much more than I did in the end. I did start tapering it at the back, but to have that kind of pattern at the front for the guns, I had to make some sacrifices, alas. If I were to redesign this again, I would definitely do so with a mind for how I was going to shape the front of the turret. In fact, I might even do that first and then build the gun to work with that. But that isn't what we did, so we'll just have to live with that one, I'm afraid. Now then, we want this to be on both sides, pointing up. We want missile blocks. Now, which way is the missile going to be facing? No. We want it to face this way then. Let's lock that position and build this all the way up. Now, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually a fairly large missile. Do we have any missiles for 5 blocks? We have the Wasp Mark 1. Yeah, might go with that. Let's load in the Wasp Mark 1 and see how that does. Go back to edit, assign to all similar length. So we've got short range thruster, fins, 3 fuel tanks, another fin, 1 turn. We don't actually want this though, do we? No. We want to update this. So we're not going to need 1 turn. Let's actually look. What was the Wasp Mark 6? I mean, I could possibly push this out to an extra block so I could have the Mosquito or the Wasp. Let me just go and check on the Eversong. Eversong, come hither. I would like to check out how you've got your missile set up. Let's see. Can I have a look? Will you let me look? There we go. Right, so we've got a laser designator receiver, 3 explosive warheads, a fragmentation warhead, fins, lots of fuel. That's pretty much all you've got. Okay. So no additional guidance systems. I guess you wouldn't really need additional guidance components when you're using a laser designator receiver. Let's get that in there. We will go for, where's the explosive warhead? There we are. And a fragmentation warhead set to, yeah, let's get this quite a tight So it'd try and burrow into whatever it hits. Well, actually, given that we're going to be aiming for air targets, let's make this a little wider. Let's just try and clip more than the wings. We'll set it to 75 degrees. There we go. Oh, actually, exactly. That is rare. Okay, well, we're going to save this then as the... Well, given that it's based on the Mosquito, let's go ahead and save this as the Mosquito Mark II. This is for a 5-block design. There we are. So let's once more make sure this is actually set to both sides. They should both now look exactly the same. Now, this weapon is set, the top weapon is set to only engage once they reach about 750. So let's just have a quick look. We'll go into build mode, shrink it down so I can find the AI weapon controller. There we are. Right, what are you set to? 750 meters. It's set to 750 altitude. Really, I'll actually set that to no limit. There's no real point in having that because its range is going to be limited by that. Everything else seems okay, to be honest. Now then, have we actually set that missile system to respond to 2 as well? Let's see. Go in here. No, we had not. Okay, set to 2. And everything else should be good. There we are. Right, the last little bit then will be shaping this area outside. And you know what? I'm inclined to do that on screen for once. Oh, well, for once. That's wishful thinking. Oh, no. We need the mirror block. Haha! I'm getting better. I really am. Oh, my lord. I feel so proud of myself. Let's go for a downward slope. No, we want an upward slope, sorry. And, oh, okay, never mind. Just pop that there. Right, we're going to want a wooden beam for this section, all the way down. And, you know what, I might do some different sort of shaping right at the bottom there. Let's see, could we use the inverted triangles, perhaps? I think we might be able to. I need to be orientated in this direction, though. There we are. That's 1. And about there. 2. Perfect. Now then, what we want at the bottom is an upward slope. We'll turn around like that. Actually, no, never mind. We want it to be reversed. So if you just hold tab rather than... oh, actually, no, I was wrong. Perhaps I had G selected. But generally, for example, I've got an upward slope here. If I wanted to make that a downward slope, just hold tab. It's a lot easier than going and finding the downward slope. Though, that said, well, no, we should be able to bring that in as well. Oh, actually, no, it needs a piece of wood on the side in order to allow it to connect. Let's rotate that like so. And we will actually grab the other one for this one. That'll be a little bit easier for us. And we want a downward slope. We want that reversed. I should have just used an upward slope. Right. Now we want this rotated about there. And finally the same thing on this side. Like so. It doesn't look amazing. But you know what? I don't mind too much. We want to build out the side section like this. Now let's see if we can't get a bit of an interesting shape at the bottom as well. Let's lock that in position so I can see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, I actually quite like that. I accept. And if I lock it there, would I be able to get it right? Perfect. I actually really like that. And now we can do exactly the same on the upward side. I don't know about that actually. No, I wouldn't say that that is particularly good looking. Let's go for wooden blocks instead and build this up to 3. Pop one there as well, and ooh, I was going to say we could have a downward block at the top, but we may need to get rid of that 4 beam, unfortunately. I do prefer to try and keep those where possible, but I really would like to use some 2-meter shaped blocks at the very top here, so sacrifices need to be made. We will rotate that like this, like so. There we are. And do the same on that side. And finally, we should be able to get that side as well. Perfect. Now we just need it to taper off. Let's try this. I mean, I could do it this way. I'm not sure. The jury's still out on that one, I think. But if we are going to do it that way, then I need to shape this block specifically, and then this block as well. Like so. I'm not really certain about that. It doesn't look awesome. Not certain at all. One thing I could do out here, though, is I could possibly build this into the side. It almost looks like ears on the side of a monkey's head with 4 eyes. A 4-eyed monkey with missile ears. You know what? I've actually talked myself into liking it. Okay, we're going with that. Right. Okay, well, the very last thing that we need to do is to top it all off. But for that, we need to go all the way down. Once again, we go back to editing the hull. So we want to do this. Now, this is going to be awkward because I didn't plan ahead, unfortunately. Now, I need light blocks. No, not lead blocks, light blocks. Now, where are you, light blocks? It looks like this is one in here. If I shrink everything down, can I see the light blocks at all? I'm way too high up. Let's see. Where do the light blocks connect? I think the light blocks... You can sort of see it, the textures overlapping a little bit there. So, yeah, we can see the light blocks are in this tile. So we come up. There is the light block there. So we should be able to build the light blocks up here. So let's go in, drop a mirror line there. And we don't need it to lock placement. But we do need this to come up to the top now. 1 or 2 more. There we are. And 1 across. There we go. Now that gives us a platform for the hull to be built off. We can't build it here because there's turret underneath, but we can build it here because there are light blocks underneath. And that gives us everything we need. Okay, right then. Now the final thing that I wanted to top this thing off with, how much metal have we got? We've actually got quite a lot of metal, so let's swap to using lightweight metal alloy for this last little bit. We'll build this off there and up the top as well. Give us a little starting point. Now, as I was about to say, the thing that I want to do up here is a kind of a docking station for aircraft. But not just a docking station. I want it to be able to fabricate aircraft as well. Now that is not going to be something easy for me to do. I've not played around with the with aircraft too much. What I'm planning on doing is using a vehicle spawner block. I'll show you the block in question in just a moment. If we go over to, I believe it is miscellaneous, sub-vehicle spawner. The sub-vehicle spawner allows the creation of a mothership that spawns and travels with a fleet of smaller ships, such as fighters or repair craft. Once assigned, these sub-vehicles are no longer capable of traveling separately and will be saved into the blueprint of the mothership. Now this is what I'm thinking of playing around with. I've mentioned a few times before the idea of having some sort of air defense, not specifically like fighter jets, but more like balloon craft that are deployed when the station comes under attack, and that have different sorts of weapons for dealing with the invaders. Now, the biggest problem that I can see with this, because there are a couple of issues really, is how I'm going to designate these things to be made. And I just realized how I've messed this up. I need to recenter all of this a little bit. Just take care of you, get rid of that, and I think then just build this out. There we go. Right, we have actually used up quite a bit of metal there. But I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it, but when I was playing around with the control block for the spin blocks, I noticed that it can activate that. So I could set it up on damage, trying to build a unit, but realistically, I would like it built just a little bit before that. So I might use a timer of some sort, or maybe when this is spawned, it makes one of these things. I'm not sure. We'll have to have a look into the possible options, I think. But the idea, as it stands, is to have a sub-fleet able to protect the fortress from particularly dangerous opponents. Let's get this in there. So what I'm thinking at the moment of dangerous opponents would likely be aircraft. Let's tailor. No, actually, that's not going to taper properly. Let's see. Maybe I'm going to have to pull this back a little bit more. Possibly. Probably. Okay, we'll also pull that back a little bit more then. There we go. Now, in addition to that, I want a docking station, so an actual tractor beam sort of affair going on. And I'm going to have to pull that back on all of these, actually. Now I notice it, because it's just over shooting the edge. It was okay on the front, but not so much on the back, because the back has already started to taper a little bit. Drat. Let's head over here. So it's not going to be symmetrical. Not exactly what I would have liked. The other things I want, repair arms, so that once it tries to build something, it can very quickly finish it off, basically. So you're going to need some way of building the things that you're trying to deploy. I want a supply. I'm not entirely settled on having the supply. That might be unnecessary, given that I want these things to basically gain altitude as quickly as possible, and then I might actually put them outside of the reach of a supply pump anyway. At that point, there's no real reason to have one. But I could make it a sort of nest for actual fighter craft. So if I design fighter craft in the future, I could have them dock here at this station, the same way I've got the means basically for ships to dock at the bottom. And I kind of like that idea, that this becomes not so much of a mothership in and of itself, but it has the means to offer support to all sorts of vessels that might want to call into port, if you like, at my resource gathering zones. There we go. Let's try and smooth this out. See, the front is a little bit off. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that. Let's grab a 2-meter triangle. Let's go over on this side and place that down, like so. Let's see. Well, actually, perhaps it's not going to be too bad. Let's place that back. There we go. And see if this connects properly. Do I want a back one? No. Actually, that's perfect. I'll just have the front be a little bit more stubby. I mean, it suits the rest of the design in a way, as much as I wish it didn't. Though, that said, I could probably get away with a down block. Ah, yes, I could. Let's just build out this down block like that. There we go. That's perfect. I quite like the way we've got this going now. Let's unlock that. That one there. Now I just need a little triangle to go over here, and there we are. That's the crown for this base. I will seriously, you honestly do look like a monkey. Why have I made a monkey fortress? You looked so badass before, and now you're a monkey with little red things on top of its ears. I'm not going to be able to unsee that, you understand? No matter what I color it with, how I paint it, or no, it's always going to be a monkey now. Damn it! Why, brain? Why did you do this to me? All right, let's see how big these things are. So a sub-vehicle spawner. If I point it in that direction, right, it points forward. I kind of want it to point up, though. Spawn distance, spawn elevation. I could have it spawn distance 0 and then spawn elevation enormous. So right above it, or perhaps I can set it up like this. I imagine I can. So let's go ahead and get some lightweight metal alloy blocks. And we'll use this as a backing for this to be placed. So there we go. Now back to miscellaneous. We want the sub-vehicle spawner. Let's rotate it this way instead. Nope. Turn around this way. Aha! There we go. Right, there we are. So that's the sub-vehicle spawner setup. I'm not sure how that's going to enjoy reacting to like elevation and all that. Maybe I should just have that flat. But we also want a dock. Now, we don't want the... Oh, see, that's the problem with the missiles where they are. I was going to say, with the missiles where they are, I might want the dock pointing this way rather than straight up. But the thing is, this turret can turn. So, no matter what, the best thing is to have this fit directly underneath. So, yeah. Actually, what we'll do is we'll start with the... where are you? Tractor beam. Origin what via spawner, scrapper, spawner, docking station. My lord. You're a big boy, aren't you? Okay, well, alright. You've definitely been eating your greens. Let's get the lightweight metal alloy in. We'll only actually build up 3 blocks, and then we'll top it off. Let's get a upslope. There we go. That actually works well. So that is the central part. That will allow us to dock aircraft directly above the station. Now, that is going to cause a bit of a problem with the missiles. The missiles don't... Well, they have friend or foe. Maybe I need to change these missiles, actually. Let's swap down. Change the missiles. We'll swap one of the explosive warheads for a safety fuse. Safety fuse. This will stop the missile explosion on the vehicle it was launched from under any circumstances. No, that isn't what we want. That is a shame. Okay, well, we'll just have to hope that for the most part, we're able to get this thing to build its offspring, its protectors, its repair ships. I mean, we could have like a little balloon repair ship. That might be quite nice. But I'm thinking more likely something that gains enormous altitude and either has a very low power laser or just a rapid fire low damage turret just to help with knocking shrikes out that might just be circling above this. Ideally, it would have to be much, much higher, though. Right, let's continue with building this out. So, let's bring this back about that far. I also need the mirror line back in. Let's get you going. And I'm thinking we will have the... Let's see. You know what? Let's put a supply pump up here. Not a space crate. A fuse or a supply pump. That is actually... Oh, man. That's something I need to put on all of my turrets, really. Thinking about it. I need a means for them to... if I put the spare crates on them, then they'll be able to repair themselves. That is actually really important. Additionally, I would like some repair bot up here. I wonder if I can put repair bots inside the turrets as well. I'm not sure there would be as much reason to because there's no room inside. But definitely having some repair bots up here would be a good idea. We'll see what we can do. Right, we've got a docking station, we've got a supply pump. What else do we need for a proper area? We could have a vehicle blueprint spawner. That's probably necessary. We could have that in line here, perhaps. Maybe not. Could I have it in line there? Yes, I could. Alright, so that's, we've got 2 of them. Not exactly what I wanted this time, Mirrorline. Let's get rid of you. We could also have a vehicle respawner and scrapper. I think that would be important. Let's rotate around, connect that up like that. Okay, that's not going too badly. Perhaps I should raise this up. I really do wish that all of these were the same height. That bugs me something terrible that they're not. But while I'm here, let me go ahead and distance up to 30 on all of them. We don't want anything held too close. There we go. Hold distance all the way out. There we are. Right. The next thing we're going to want is to probably build out... Yeah, I think we'll build this out. Oops. I entered build mode on the turret, I suspect. Yes. No, I exited build mode. Don't mind. There we go. Right, I want the mirror line back in. There we go. And we want to add out a couple of these to flesh out this crown. There we are. Now, I could have plenty of repair tentacles. And the real ones here. One there, one there. We could have a couple along this side, I'm thinking. And even... no, we'll have these along this side. I think I'll hold this space for repair bots. Let's go in there, get some repair bots. There we are. And possibly even do the same here. No. Yes, I've changed my mind. We are going to go with repair bots there. The reason being is I was just trying to estimate whether I would need that space to taper things off or not, but it doesn't look like I will. I will need it over on this side though. So I'll pull that out there. We'll go for another 4 beam. No, we won't. I'm going to need that room. This isn't ideal, but I think it will work. I suspect this is enough for what we want to do. There we are. And then I'll be able to taper off the top. Now, the last thing I'm going to want to put is the actual... Where are you? Miscellaneous sub-vehicle spawner. And we'll rotate around until it's green. There we go. Right, there we are. So everything is in place. I would want this spawn distance out to... Whoa, okay, calm down. We'll put it out to 50. Let's hold that there. There we go. Right, and then the last little bit is just capping this off. And I think we are then pretty much ready. Yeah, we'll get these to finish this off. There we are. Don't want to lock that. Want to lock it there. That's that side. See, this is the problem, is once you get to these corners, it gets really hard to maintain it with pulling these sections in. Though that said, we might be able to get away with it. Let's have a look at what we can do. If I place this there, and then get rotated, no. We'll go with the opposite. Where was it? There? Nope. There? Nope. This one? Yes! Haha! Finally! There we go. See, it actually comes down into this corner too sharply. I guess we'll just have to accept that that's going to be a bit of a rough corner. I can perhaps give it a little bit of shaping using this. Like so. Actually, that doesn't come off too bad. That almost looks like it was intentional. Shh, let's pretend. Let's put this one over here. Okay, yeah, we are getting somewhere now. I'm going to need the inverted one there. And we'll start work on this side as well. So one there. Place one over here as well. We're going to have to get rid of you, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. And we're very nearly finished with the redesign of the crown. Or rather, the design of the crown, really, I should say. There we are. And we're going to want one of you. Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. We'll want a downslope here. Then we just want some triangles. The 2 meter long triangles there and there. Oh, I like that. That crown's actually come out a lot better than I was expecting, if I'm perfectly honest. A lot better than I was expecting. And on this side, we'll just have 2 lightweight metal alloys. I mean, it's going to annoy me that it's not perfectly symmetrical, but in a way, it's almost like ordered chaos. It almost very nearly looks intentional. It isn't in any way, but it almost does. But there we are. That is our spawning beacon area. I'm quite happy with it. Let's try and shape that a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I'm really liking that. So there we are. Now all that remains for me to do is to simply replace the... I almost want to keep it brown because it goes with the monkey aesthetic. But no, I'll replace all of that with lightweight metal alloy so that we can get this thing, the power consumption of the engines down a little bit. I am probably going to extend this down a fair bit and extend the engine underneath. I'm not going to do that on camera though. I think it's enough that I'm explaining what I intend to do. But that should give this enough power to get back up in the skies. And once I've done that, in fact, by the time that this gets uploaded, I will already have done it. I will include a link to the Steam workshop where you can download this and play around with it yourself. Looks like we've actually got an enemy inbound. How far out are you? Oh, you're right there. You know what? Okay, we'll have one fight to wrap this up. And then you can enjoy the spectacle later on. Oh, I stopped way too high out. Let me get back down. There we go. But hopefully, this is going to be pretty good. It would be ideal if we could get a couple of aircraft. Alas, no aircraft. What have we got? We've got an Atlas over there, I think. Oh, well. It would have been nice if we could have seen this fortress in action properly. In fact, let me see if I can pull the Eversong out of play. Eversong, take out of play. There we go. I'm not sure how quickly that's going to happen. 16 seconds or so? Let's see. Because ideally I want to see just this fortress fighting on its own. It might take about 16 seconds for the Eversong to leave battle. By that time, the Eversong's probably going to have done most of the damage in this fight, but alas, there's not much we can do about that now. I really can't stop seeing a monkey on top of my fortress. Why? Now it's a monkey with a little hat. It's like a monkey with a little tin hat on top of my fort. I'm gonna have to find some sort of monkey-themed mythical creature to name this fort after now. It's pretty much required at this point. But let's get in and see how fast we wrap this fight up. The sniper turret on the fortress is doing enormous amounts of damage already. There we go. I actually really do think that this fortress is ready to protect itself. Oh, fantastic. The Eversong is out of play. Okay, well, Fortress, it's up to you then. We'll see how much damage... I mean, it looks like the Eversong... Actually, never mind. The Eversong went out of play, so its missiles are no longer guided. So it looks like, other than the damage that has been done with the laser, which unfortunately we can't really undo, we're going to see exactly how our Fortress handles this fight. It is unfortunately fairly slow. I do apologize about that, but hopefully you can forgive me. Maybe one day I will upgrade my computer and I'll be able to play this at a reasonable FPS. Right, they're starting to fire at us. Now I'm hoping that our shield is going to be okay. Let's zoom in and see how that goes. Are these shots going to rebound off the shield? I really hope they are. Let's see. Incoming. Shield, shield, deflect, shield. It's not even going to hit. Never mind. I was worried for nothing, it seems. Are there any bullets from this? Ah, there we are. Lots of bullets coming in now. Let's see how this deals with them. Are they going to get deflected at all? I mean, I really don't know. I may have made a terribly ineffective shield by making it anchoring it to a spin block. But come on, you can't deny that it looks awesome. I could even build up like branches off the light blocks there and have angled shields for the top and bottom, but that would require significantly more power than this thing has at the moment. Perhaps when I've expanded the engine, maybe the one that you download will have that kind of awesomeness on it. But it looks like for the most part this fight is happening outside the range of most of my fortress's weapons. The torpedoes may engage soon, but I'm not sure about that. Oh, actually, never mind. It won't engage soon because the only thing the torpedoes would have been trying to shoot is dead. Very well. How about the sniper bullets here? How much damage are they doing? My god. Look at that crater it just made. The bullets are enormous compared to the Atlas. This is fantastic. I really haven't looked close up at this thing engaging something before. That is amazing. Look at the chunks it is taking out of this Atlas. More bullets are required, please. 5 more bullets. That's right. I wish to watch the carnage. Oh, really? You're a sniper turret. You're not meant to miss. There we go. That's better. Ooh, it's decided it wants to shoot something else. Very well. Is anything actually challenging our shields? Have we got any damage on our fortress at the moment? We are taking a bit of damage at the top, unfortunately. That is very unfortunate. Has the turret turned to engage? No. The turret is still facing away. But the crown does have repair bots on it, which I'm very, very pleased with. So that should actually help a great deal with any damage that gets taken on top. But we've got loads of torpedoes coming through now. So let's have a quick look over here. Are they here yet? No, not quite. Sniper turret, I wish that you would keep this thing on the ocean surface so that these torpedoes can actually do something to it. That's right. Take out its balloons. Perfect. Perfect timing. Come on, torpedoes. You can do this. Explosions. Are there explosions happening? I mean, it's in the water. There should be. Yes. Yes, there are. Fairly big ones by the looks of it. It is. Oh, wow. Wow, it's actually hollowing the Atlas out. That is fantastic, torpedoes. I approve enormously. Well done, you. I think that Atlas has fired its last shot, honestly. I imagine our guns are going to turn on this one. But I really do wish you could get a little closer so I could see things happening. But never mind. It looks like my sniper turret is about to saw you in half. Oh, I approve of this. I mean, this wasn't a Shrike test, and I really wish we could have seen a Shrike test before I decided to take the Eversong away, but I think we've done enough with this fortress for now. We haven't built anything for it to spawn, but I wanted to start taking my forces out and actually capturing some more territory. So my idea at the moment is for the coming episodes, I am probably going to build another Kunanun. Maybe even 2. Depends. We haven't got remotely enough resources for 2. But I'll build another Kunanun and name it, and we will take that out with the Eversong and start capturing territories. For the most part, I'll probably just split them up and have them go their separate ways, because they are almost certainly enough to take out any of the forces that they are likely to encounter in the lands around. But then I'll have them join forces again to engage the next resource zone and try to take that off the Deepwater Guard. Once we've done that, we'll build another one of these fortresses there. I'll name it in the next episode as well. But then we will actually probably just cut a path direct to the Deepwater Guard's homeland. I don't imagine it's going to take too many episodes for us to get all of this fighting out of the way. We'll have to see. But there we go. We have won. It was a foregone conclusion, realistically. But still, I enjoyed watching the fortress deal with this on its own. It didn't really come under attack for the most part. It took a little bit of damage on its crown, on its little tin hat there, but hopefully those repair bots were able to deal with it. So, I am going to go and finish off the recladding and the expansion of the engine, and I will hopefully see you in the next episode. But until then, and as always, do take care.